before coming to Russia, learn a skill. Learn a skill. Either it is making it, either it is barbing it, either it is sewing, either it is bead making, either whatever it is that you can learn with your hands, learn a skill, because you are not going to get a job in Russia easily. I mean, like, jobs are not handed over to you. Hello everyone, hey people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Joyce Busola and I'm so excited to have you here with me today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new here, you're definitely welcome. You want to be a part of this family, you want to subscribe to this channel before leaving, just click on the bell button at the left hand corner and you'll be subscribed to this channel. So guys, as you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience as a black girl here in Russia. I said this last week on a post I made on Instagram, that I was going to be sharing my experiences as a black girl here in Russia with the hopes that it inspires someone, it educates someone, and it just gives you adequate information about living in Russia. The first thing that I need you to know is that when coming to Russia, you need to prepare your mind that you have to learn the language. It's almost impossible for you to live here and not need the language. It's actually very important for you to open your mind to the fact that you have to learn the language, especially the fact that most schools in Russia actually teach in Russian. If you're lucky enough to get a school that teaches in English language, then that's good for you. And most times they are also more expensive than the Russian medium, and most people tend to end up not having a choice than to go for the Russian medium, or some schools don't even offer the option at all. So yeah, you have to prepare your mind to learn the language, because even if you want to work, even if you want to, and I'm going to answer that question as well, even if you want to do business here, even if you want to travel, anything that you have to do, you have to be ready to learn the language. You can't escape it. So that's the first thing that I want you to know. So yeah, another thing people always ask me about is how hard is the language. To be honest, I can't answer that question. Why? Is because we all have different capacities when it comes to learning languages. We have different brain capacities. So while it might come very easy to you, it might come very difficult for me, right? Some people are very slow in learning, some people are very fast in learning, and that was one mistake that I made when I was in my first year, which is called the preparatory course, which people know as patfac. I struggled so much with um Russian language because I was always comparing myself with other people. If I see someone speaking better than me and all of that, I'll compare myself and I'll feel very bad. And it made me lose momentum for learning the language. Of course, now I'm getting better. Now I can at least communicate to a very large extent. I can walk into an office and I can get things done, right? And this is after 5 years. But some other people, after 1-2 years, they're already very fluent in Russian language. I know that some people also think that this is gender based, because the African male folks here are much more outgoing than the females, right? So they are more fluent in Russian. I'm not sure if this is a fact, but it's just what I've observed, right? I'm just talking from my own experience. So yeah, that's another thing to note. And when it also comes to the language, you have to be willing and ready to associate yourselves with Russians. To be honest, is that also one mistake that I made. I mean, thank God right now I'm getting better. I have a couple Russian friends, but initially I did not have any at all, and there's really no way you want to learn Russian without getting to know the Russians, even if it's just to communicate on a basic level. The reason why I used to run away from communication was because very shy. I was very afraid of just saying rubbish. But to be honest, you only get to know how to speak Russian when you are bold enough and confident enough to have conversations with people, to say the rubbish regardless of how you feel about it, because that's the only way to learn, because the language is actually very, very important. So yeah, that's about the speed of learning the language, and if it's difficult or not. To be honest, it depends on you. It depends on your interest in the language. So there's really no yes or no to this question. The second thing that I want you to know is that Russia has different weather based on the city that you are in. So, for example, people in the north experience colder winters than people that live in the center. So the city that you are going to has a lot to do with your experience as well in terms of weather. So, for example, if you know that you can't deal with somewhere very cold, you want to avoid places in the north, and you can do your research right on like this. I don't know so much about all the cities in this country because this country is very large, but I know for sure that if you're looking for somewhere that is warm, you can go to somewhere like Volgograd, somewhere like Moscow, somewhere like St. Petersburg. Do you understand? Like cities that are in the center, if you know that you can't deal with very cold weather. Because, for example, here, sometimes we experience up to minus 36 degrees. And if you don't think that you are ready for that, please don't. Please be very careful when you're choosing a city of choice. Right, so the third thing that I also want you to know is about the food. And I think this is important because a lot of people ask these questions about, oh, do I need to bring food stuff as a Nigerian and all of that? And yes, you might need to bring it if you're not prepared to eat European food. And when I say European food, I'm talking about Russian cuisine. And that is mostly made up of Russian soups, potatoes, rice. They have variety of food actually, but if you're not really open to trying out new food, if you're not really open to trying out new cuisine, you definitely want to come with a couple of African food, right? So things like maybe gari, egusi, pepper, because Russians don't eat pepper. So that's like one thing that you need to know. If you're someone that likes spice, you need to bring in pepper from Nigeria. But there's also the option of buying. I know that there are a couple of African stores located in Moscow. While some things might be on the high end, but if you actually think that you don't want to go through the stress of bringing the foodstuffs down from Nigeria, you can, visit an African store in Moscow. I'm not really sure about their locations and all of that. And you can ask questions, Google. If I find any information, I'm going to link them in the description box. One thing that I also like to talk about is clothing. People ask me, should I bring clothes when I'm coming? What clothes should I bring? I would advise you to just bring your native wear and a couple of clothes. I'm saying bring your native wear because there's no easy access to getting your African attires here. So like Ankara lace. So if you like to wear that on some special occasions, you have to bring that from Nigeria. I know that there are a couple of stores that also now cater to that need, but I'm not so sure about that. So but this is what I do. I bring in my clothes from Nigeria, right? But when it comes to western wears, things like sweaters, things like t-shirts, things like trousers, jeans, all of that, you have a lot of variety here in Russia. So I don't think it's something that you need to bother yourself about. And they are pretty affordable depending on your budget and the store that you go to. I believe you find something for yourself. So when coming, I would say invest in bringing food rather than clothes because you always have access to clothes here. And the last thing I want to talk about is getting jobs in Russia. This is one thing that I was not aware about, and I wasn't really affected largely because I got support from my parents when it comes to stipends and allowances and all of that. Some students here are also on scholarship, so yeah, that's it for them. But if you are sponsoring yourself and you are thinking of how to get a job or what you can do to make money in Russia, I'm going to tell you some things. And I've not tried out every of these things I'm going to be talking about, but based on my research, my interaction with other people, and my personal experience, I'm going to be sharing some ways that you can make money. So the first thing is for you to have a skill that is needed. So for example, let's say you are in a city they don't have a barber for male folks that are Africans, and you can barb hair, that is very good for you because you can make money off barbing hair. If you're a hairstylist, if you can plait hair, you can make money off plaiting hair. Also, I believe that some people will also watch this video before coming to Russia. So I would say before coming to Russia, learn a skill. Learn a skill. Either it is making hair, either it is barbing hair, either it is sewing, either it is bead making, either whatever it is that you can learn with your hands, learn a skill, because you are not going to get a job in Russia easily. I mean, like, jobs are not handed over to you. It's a very long process, and even at that, is almost most times is impossible, right? And that's not because I'm being negative, but this is just based on my experience in Russia. I mean, I attended the African business summit last year. I had interactions with people that are doing businesses in Russia, so I know that you are not readily going to get a job in Russia. You can get a job maybe as a waitress and all of that, but I don't think it's high paying. It's not high paying at all. So yeah, if you want to earn sustainable income, you can learn a skill, right? That's one. So another thing that I'll talk about is retail. But before I go to retail, what I would like to say is that you can look out for where there is a problem and how you can provide solution. So for example, for me, it was me realizing that women of color here in Russia do not have access to beauty products, and that's why I went into retail of beauty products, right? So I just thought to share my story. Also, I'm selling my market, so if you know anyone that is into makeup, into beauty, and would like to get a beauty product, please refer them to me at _RA. Right, so that's one thing. I found a problem, which was the fact that women of color, African women, black women, however you want to call us, did not have access to affordable beauty products, and that's where and I decided to to bridge the gap, to be a solution. So that's what I do, right? So it can also be hair for you. So for example, maybe hair products, you know that people don't easily have access to hair products, and you have access to suppliers. Why not go into it? You can also try drop shipping. You know, there are sites like AliExpress, Alibaba, and all of that. You can resell stuff. Do you understand? Don't assume that people will not buy. That's one thing that I have learned in business. Don't assume that people will not buy. If it is a need, if there is a need, definitely people are going to come for it. Yeah, another thing is teaching English. A lot of people, especially people that are living in Moscow, actually teach English. Children, adults, and they make their money. Yeah, in my city, there are not a lot of opportunities to teach English. So yeah, I don't teach English, but plus I'm not also very good with English. I'm currently learning to even be better with my English language. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to find someone that's willing to pay you to learn how to speak English, why not go for it? You can watch videos on YouTube, maybe if you need to plan a curriculum or something like that. So yeah, you can definitely do that. You can also work as a translator. You can help people translate documents and all of that. I don't know so much about that, but I also know that is a job opportunity. Also, you can try blogging. You can try doing YouTube. Of course, I'm just starting YouTube, so but I know that there are people here that are already monetized and they are making money off YouTube. So yeah, you definitely want to try that out. And yeah, that's basically, those are the major things that I would like to talk about. So if there's any other thing that you'd like me to talk about, if you're I believe that most people that will be watching this video are people that are interested in coming to Russia, or they are already in Russia and just want to learn how to, get by, or want to learn how to live. So that's really it. I don't have any more things to share. If there are more things that you'd like me to talk about, please just drop me a question, then I'll do a video about it and share about it. It could be an experience, it can be something. I mean, for example, I talked about maybe I should do a video talking about doing business in Russia as a foreigner or as a student, right? So guys, that'll be it for this video. Like I said, everything that I've shared in this video is just based off my it's just based on my experience here in Russia and the little knowledge of things that I have here in Russia, other people's experiences basically. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. If you like this video, please like it. If you know anyone that wants to come to Russia or that is already living in Russia and is finding it hard, please share this video with them, and do subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. Okay, what else? Yeah, that'll be it for today, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay blessed. Bye.